I'll make this a part 2 on the kitchen table wheelchair setup. I got the tripod, and I didn't mean to insult anybody that has to use one all the time. Without, mine's for an injury and hopefully is going to get better, but it may not, and I may be in this all the time. But for now, I'm kind of fighting it. I hobble around in different ways, and I really cook my own goose, like I did yesterday. But so I wanted to apologize to anybody that permanently lost the use of their legs. I'm not making light of it when I say it's fun to roll around and stuff like that. It's clearly not the same as not needing one. But also, I got the tripod, and I wanted to mention about this quilt. I am also starting at the center and working out, now, the center of gravity of a wheelchair when you're sitting in it is a little bit lower. I used to use a stool which had me higher up, and you'll have to just pardon me for a minute because a lot of what you go through is maneuvering the chair so that you're actually able to reach everything. But I'm a little bit lower than I'm used to, and I'm certainly lower than when I stand. And what you lose a little bit is the ability to reach all the way to the back of the table. When you're standing or even sitting higher up, you can reach further away. But this does work well enough to be able to sew like this all the time. Now, when I had the Spartan out, I was talking about how a machine will or will not sew straight by itself. This one isn't sewing straight by itself either. And somebody also mentioned on Treadalon, I think it was Sharon, that said they designed these for a reason, the way they did. It's not like Singer made mistakes. So she had a theory that the arc that it actually all follows had something to do with the way the fabric turns or something. And when you think about it, it could be something like the bias of the average fabric or something like that, the angle of the woven. So you still need to be able to guide the fabric is what the end result is. But you can see sitting lower, part of what you don't want to do in a wheelchair is reach or lean or hold your body in a way that is going to cause you muscle ache somewhere else. Just because you're resting your legs or you don't have the use of your legs, it doesn't mean you can misuse anywhere else. So you really should be sitting straight and as close to lined up like this as you can get. And I'm a little bit off right now. I have to move some of that stuff under the table so I can swing in a little better. But this, any electric with a foot pedal, and I talked about the different things you can do with a foot pedal. There was a little bit too much motion in the video I was doing because I'm moving all the time now. And so when you pull up to your table to sew, you want to put the brakes on your wheelchair so that you're not moving around. So now I have the brakes on, and it gives you a little bit of an easier way to use your own sense of friction and lack of motion. When you're sitting in a chair, you've got one leg hitting the floor, one foot hitting the floor that you can push against. So using the brakes on your wheelchair gives you that same idea. Now this is off from the line, but I knew it was off anyway. Now, even though these quilt squares are going to be 2 inches square, it's still important to keep everything smooth and as flat as you can while you're quilting.